This one's for my daughters. They're age 5 and 7. It's called Defeating Strangers. I think of my own neighborhood, how people do not know each other, how quickly we go out to get our garbage can as we nod our heads briefly so that we might understand that there is something more important going on inside than to chat. Maybe a pot of something boiling for a recipe, another meal is always being prepared. Something is always too important than to share. I say to my girls, put up your hands high and block. Bend your knees there so that you can't be pushed over and stop. Kick them in the balls if you have to. Scream till their eardrums pop. I speak to my 7-year-old as if she's going to war. I think of my not being here to look out for the men and boys that she will encounter. I think if I train her now, she will not suffer. She will not remember. She will remember what her dad said 10 years ago as he tried to pass down a little Aikido, a little karate, a little boxing. Keep strong and flexing. Roll when you fall. Get up quickly and always stand tall. And most importantly, run. There is a wildness in our hearts that remembers deeply the pain inflicted by others. It goes deeper than photo albums or family horror stories. It is scarred into our genes by villages pillaged and raped by mounted horsemen hundreds of years ago. Homes burned down in a flash as lifetimes flickered out. The past haunts us and dwells in our hearts. I might worry more because I want them prepared if I leave in a hurry, because of the mortality I know I carry. Anything to make them tough, to harden up. I am a man and I know how deeply flawed men can be, how our culture objectifies women while worshiping violence. As adults, with this training and talking to, I hope to not steal their innocence, only to prepare them for the worst. I do not wish to scare them so they do not notice the goodness in others, that if love is walking by, they should grab it. As I prepare them for adulthood, I also teach there is a humanity full of love, not hate. Right under their noses as they seek happiness, they might pass Jesus. They might pass Buddha. They might pass themselves and not recognize they are lost because they are too scared to talk to neighbors while preparing to defeat strangers. This is another poem, but it's on neighbors. It's more positive. That one, anyway, you'll get it. If you listen, you will hear cries of a world becoming desensitized to the tragedy of tomorrow. Bombs blowing up, buildings falling down, shootings in schools, children stolen and abused, the slaughter of innocents, and another country prevents us from taking any stand. How can we make a difference when the world watches it all fall without the power to do a thing, as tyrants trumpet nuclear weapons, as poverty grows in our backyards? Next door you have neighbors. Do you know them? Do you understand that we are only as strong as we want to be? Will we hide in our shells from the sirens and bells, from the horrors our media tells, because we feel we can't collide with the reality of the people that live next door? Because of religion or politics, we can't find common ground? We do not understand that we do not need all the screens to look at each other and feel we are the change we need. Through the kindness of strangers, we can cure the cancer that eats our culture and makes us believe that we do not need each other to be whole, to be one people, our backyards connected, our lives interlocked, so that we might not feel blocked off by the invisible boundaries we pay for, so that we might be friendly to each other, for our community, for our security, for our humanity, for our future. Let us be neighbors. That was called Neighbor. And this morning I was at a 5K sponsored by this it really is a social movement. I had my doubts, but I went there today. and it's by italktostrangers.com. And check it out, italktostrangers.com. And what they do is they raise money for people. Like today, we raised money for 5 local Brevard people with, there was a kid with a kidney transplant, heart transplant, chemo, you name it. So the people are actually helping their fellow man. So, and it's through that project. And these poems were, I didn't write them with the project in mind, but when I went to it, I was like, wow, there's a community out there. So check it out. I talk to strangers, and you can make a difference. Thank you.